Mythbusting some games physics, discussing early access, and looking at a review on the website here on WSGF News. I am Simon, also known as the Destroyer on the site. This week Chris couldn't be with us. He had to go do some other things. I think he's involved with some sort of game tournament, so good luck to him, whatever you're doing. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. I think I announced it on, or said something about it on the IRC. So if you don't chill on the IRC, you should join. It's a lot of fun banter. But anyway, I put up a link to a video that Bethesda put up on their YouTube for a, I guess, preview commercial type thing for Mythbusters. And this past weekend, past last weekend, not this upcoming weekend, but anyway, Mythbusters did, I guess, looking at game reality physics, not necessarily like physics you would use for, like, you know, ragdoll physics or something like that, but just being able to do things in the game. So they used two games. They looked at Doom, which is why Bethesda posted something. And they also looked at Fruit Ninja, you know, that game. And so with the Doom one, they were looking at picking up, like, you know, carrying the weapons. Can you carry all those weapons and run through? I don't want to spoil it too much, but it's actually really cool. They go and rebuild kind of a Doom type level. They actually brought in someone from id Software who does level design, and he actually remade the area that they're in inside their level maker so they could walk through it, which is really, really cool. So they looked at kind of the weight of weapons and the bulkiness of weapons, and can you really carry that sort of thing? Both Adam and Jamie run through, and they kind of average their times. And they actually bring in a UFC fighter who's, you know, be more kind of a in shape person to check it out. But really cool. Just it kind of reminds me of I know here in town there's been a company that has been doing like those room lock-in things where it's kind of like a survival sort of thing. I would pay money to run through in real life a Doom level and just go around with Nerf guns and shoot things. Actually, I think a friend of mine told me something's going to happen like that. Hopefully I can make it. Because I have a massive Nerf collection. Anyway, really, really cool. Then they looked at Fruit Ninja, and can you really slice through? And can you have the same accuracy as you was? So it's actually kind of nice to see, or kind of really cool to see the impact of gaming on the real life. And it's not like a niche thing that you would have seen like years ago. I mean, gaming is completely ingrained in our society now. It's amazing. You know, we talked about last time, and I put up the picture that I found at Sports Clips with the Minecraft creeper, and it's just nice to see that, I guess, nerdism is alive and well in the world now, and we don't have to yeah, play Nintendo and all that cool sort of stuff. Really cool. And they actually talk about a little with very, very briefly on how the Kinect thing works, which is really interesting. I know that's not really PC related, but although you can get a PC Kinect, but it's just interesting to see how that motion cap technology sort of works. Because what I initially thought it was going to be when someone mentioned it before I saw the video, was going to be something like, I don't know, maybe this is kind of a wish list, you know, whether you get you know, difference of gaming at 30 frames per second, 60 frames per second, single monitor, triple monitor, that sort of thing. And actually that would be kind of a cool myth to bust it there, whether triple monitor or single monitor gives you an advantage. But yeah, it was really cool, really interesting to see that, and it just looked fun. I know they're slicing fruit with a samurai sword, and then they slice fruit with something else. I don't want to ruin it, but anyway, go check out that Mythbusters video. I think it's discovery.com/Mythbusters. We'll link it below. I believe they put full episodes up on there if you, I think, have a cable provider or a satellite provider or some sort of provider. Yeah, it was just a fun Mythbusters to watch. So it's really, really cool just to see just the new season of Mythbusters, which I'm a big fan. But and also just like I said, their return to kind of that core, not super over the top Mythbusters kind of thing. So yeah, it's cool. So moving on, this I thought about this, and we've talked about a little bit of this here and there on previous podcasts, but this popped in my mind because I was checking my internet forums and stuff like that, and Overgrowth Alpha, or Overgrowth the Alpha version, I guess, had an update. I completely forgot that game existed, which it's interesting. It's like a medieval fighter game with bunnies. At least it looks cool. I mean, it's kind of fun. It looks neat. But yeah, I completely forgot that game existed. Actually, and I also completely forgot that I owned that game. I didn't realize I owned that game. And this has come up, talking with some friends. I know Evolve's about to be officially released and stuff like that. But all this early release, early access games, I mean, I feel like there's a tendency like, oh, yay, you buy early access, it's kind of broken a little bit because they're working on it, stuff like that. And then it just kind of fades away. And I think I've seen an article, if I can remember the article I've read, that kind of has that same mindset as I'm thinking of. I'll link it below. But, and I think, it just got me thinking. It's like I have things like Starbound, I have Prison Architect, I have Kerbal Space Program, which is amazing. But I have all these games that are technically pre-release, and I hardly play them anymore, and they're not complete. Maybe I don't play them because either I played them for so long because they were in pre-release, or I stopped playing them because they were in pre-release. I know I got annoyed with Starbound because it's like, okay, I can build things and build a spaceship. What else is there? Do a couple of quests and then that's it. There's not. We could do things with the friends and stuff like that in the exploration, but there's not a lot left after that. And so, I mean, we have a perpetual server up that we play, but I just don't log in on that much anymore. And I don't know how y'all feel with that, with any sort of pre-release. I mean, let me know in the comments below. I mean, what are your opinions on pre-release or early access? Because I feel like I see more early access advertised than anything else when it comes to PC gaming. Yeah, I mean, and I know things like Minecraft started out as a pre-release alpha access sort of thing, and y'all know if you tune into my Twitch stream every once in a while whenever I stream, I mean, most likely I'm playing Minecraft, but I mean I think that has to be more with I enjoy the Lego aspect and building things rather than anything else. I know I bought Natural Selection 2, which we've talked about before, when it was kind of a pre-release, pre-beta or beta alpha sort of thing. And I actually don't play that as much anymore, even though I do like the genre, I do like the concept of it, anything like that, but I just don't play it. I feel like I jump games around more than anything. And so like I said, I mean, I'd be interested to know your opinions or your thoughts. I feel like, too, that we put too much emphasis on pre-release, pre-alpha sort of games, and that's like the new release. It's like, yay, instead of waiting for a game to be released, we'll do a pre-release. And I'm sitting here, I got my Steam window up, and I had to unclick, or I had to click back early access for the scrolling images that show about games, and now I'm just seeing like pre-release game, pre-release, early release game, just scroll by. And I mean, that's, to me, just seems a little ridiculous that there is this market and people really want pre-release games. And there's always, like I've said before, probably, there's always that chance that that game may not be completed. And in the end, I mean, if you really enjoy that game, or you think you're going to enjoy that game, or you really trust that company, I mean, if you feel like it's a good investment, I would never say don't buy anything if you don't think it's a good investment. No, actually, I probably would. But I mean, it's in the end, it's your money. I mean, do what you want. I can't tell you what to do. I can recommend what you should do. But I mean, I've told myself now I'm really not going to buy any pre-release, pre-alpha, early release games anymore, because I mean, how many of these games I start playing for a little bit, and just because the mechanic's not there, I don't play anymore. Like I said, I'd be interested to see your thoughts on this, this idea of the the usefulness of, or the importance or lack of importance of release games. Like I said, I think we've had some sort of discussion like this before on the page, but just it popped back in my mind again, especially with the Overgrowth Alpha. And I'm not knocking Overgrowth or anything like that. I mean, it looks like an amazing game, and I know it's been, is it working on since 2009 or 2006? Probably 2009. It's been worked on since 2009, and I mean, we're getting to next year would be like a decade it's been worked on. So we're like 9 years now, and they're still working on it. I know it's like a one-man team, which is cool, and you know, it looks great and it looks like an amazing game. Just thinking that it's, you know, just an indie game, and then thinking also there's only one guy working on this game. That's an amazing feat, and you know, more power to you. But I mean, I don't know. I think early release, early access kind of kills and muddies the water for games. I mean, it says that the consumer will buy something that's not completed. I would never buy a completed car, a finished car, or an unfinished car. I would buy a completed car. I would never buy like a, you know, oh, here's your car. We'll throw in the engine when we get around to it. I would never do something like that. Because that's just silly. You think about it, that's silly. Well, why would you buy a game where it's, oh, we don't have the plot line, but here's the mechanics? I don't know. Like I said, post your comments, your ideas, thoughts on pre-release. We'd love to hear them. Maybe we'll discuss a little bit next time on what you say. So, moving on again, we had a video posted before we posted last week's episode of the podcast. So there was a review, and we've had good relation recently with Club 3D. You know, they've sent us some stuff. They've opened up some channels for us that we've talked about before, and we've looked at previous products. I think the DisplayPort hub was the one big thing we looked at last time, or we've looked at before. So we looked at this time. Skip looked at this time. It's a USB 3.0 to DisplayPort 1.2 4K adapter. And so what this device seems to do is, it's just a little box. You plug it in to a USB 3.0, and it has an output of a DisplayPort, and you can use like a 4K monitor. Great. Now, from what we've discussed and what Skip inquired about, the device does not really compute anything. So your graphics card, oh look, I got a graphics card right here. So your graphics card does all the work, and it outputs it, I guess, you know, out through the motherboard, out the USB 3.0 ports. So a lot of it is done, all the work is done on the graphics card, and not this little card. I know he noted, because what intrigued him was like there was no heat or anything generated like that. And it's a ridiculously small box. I mean, I've seen it. It's about the size of like a credit card. He compares it to a deck of cards, but it's smaller than a deck of cards. And so it's just an itty bitty device. And so he inquired about it, and yeah, they told him it's just all the work's done on the graphics card. It was a really cool, interesting device. He rated it recommended, so it's like a silver medal. I think there's some issues with it when it came to playing, maybe some performance drops just a little bit, which would make sense because you're adding a new, you know, it's not a direct output from the graphics card. The graphics card's computing it, and then it's going back up through the motherboard and all that to a USB 3.0 rather than just directly outputting. So you're adding a couple other steps into it, which would hinder the performance. So that makes sense. It's a really cool video. I mean, if you're interested in that sort of thing, it seems to really be designed for laptops. You know, you have a laptop and you want to output to like a 4K monitor or something like that. So if you're doing a presentation or anything like that, it would be a really good device to get. So if you're into that sort of thing, that's really cool. So yeah, check the video. We'll have a link below. Of course, it's on the website. And I guess we'll just wrap it up. You know, we're doing a short episode today because it's just me. So Oops. So, once again, this is WSGF News. I am the Destroyer. You can follow me on Twitter at the Destroyer FTW. I messed that up last time. I can't believe that. So, I am at the Destroyer FTW. Chris is at Computer Lasco, and the main Twitter is at WSGF, which I know Skip maintains a lot. I post on there every once in a while, but mainly that's a Skip person. So if you want to talk to Skip on Twitter, check that out. Check out the YouTube, of course, what you're doing right now, right? Check out the YouTubes, like, comment, subscribe on this video. We appreciate it. Check out the WSGF news. Check out WSGF.org. Do your DRs if you have some. We'll work on the Steam curator. We'll link that below, and I think that's it. So I will see you next time.